Hi, I'm Magic Mario VT. Today we are going to have a little bit of a short stream just because I haven't really been feeling well the last few days. I've been kind of down with a cold, so we're just gonna make do with what we can. But today we have for you a tiered list that we are going to be going off of, and we are going to be rating the VTubers that have been people's favorites, their Oshis, the ones they adore and respect and follow. And we are going to be rating them based on criteria of how hot their character is, how cute they are, as in their personality, and how suggestive they are during their content. We're going to blend all three of those things together. We're going to come up with our own little ratings and ranking system. Now, this isn't to say any of these Oshis are not um, hot, because all of their characters clearly have been drawn well, and they all have their own unique charms and things that draws people in, obviously. But we're going to do our best to, you know, make a judgment call based on all those things I was talking about. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We've got a long list, and if there isn't somebody that I haven't added, it's not slight in any way on any person that hasn't been added. It's just there's so many VTubers out there, and it would be impossible to rank every single one that exists. So I just went with a gathering of several individuals that, you know, people would be most aware of. So let's go ahead and get to it. Um, Today we've got a hot or cuteness bar for the tier list, and we're just going to rank them based on those two characteristics. Um, but we're going to use a third metric, how suggestive their content is, to decide how attractive they are and how attractive their content is. Now, again, that's not to say that they aren't attractive or anything like that. This is just going to be a little bit of a. It's gonna be a little subjective. So, let's get started. The very first one on our list is going to be AI Candy. Get a little splash of her up there. As you can see, she is, well, her character is done very well. Her content is pretty direct. She can be goofy and funny at times, but um, sometimes her humor can be seen as dry or subtle. So, but all in all, her character is pretty solid. Um, and as far as the cuteness goes, um, claim could be made for that. But I think for her character as a whole, she doesn't do a ton of suggestiveness in her content usually. Obviously, every one of these characters are going to have a little bit of it, um, but they're not going to be all known for it, and that's the point I'm making. So for her, I'm going to put her in the hot character category and not necessarily cute, just because her personality is there, but it would be if we had a third category there in between where it could go either way. Um, that'd probably be a good idea. But with what we got right now, I think this is probably going to be where she'll stay. The next one on our list is Fillion. I'm sure many of you are aware of. This little girl here, this little cat girl thing, Filipino boy guy. Look at her. Most of you are aware of her. Um, most of her content is just her doing goofy stuff, flipping around. Her stuff generally isn't uh, suggestive, even though there's a lot of argument there. But I would say most of the time she's just being a goofy person. Um, not really doing a lot of suggestive content on her channel. Um, from what I've seen, most of the time it's just her doing flips and dancing to music. So take that for what it is. But I think I'm gonna put her in the cute category just because that's more of what she leans towards. So I'm gonna say that. Um, but yeah, all these Oshis, they've got their own tastes, they got their own flair. They all can really give it a go. But the thing about them that makes them who they are isn't what their model looks like. It's not about what they um not necessarily about the games they play either. It's usually how they make use of their time on the stream, how they interact with the people that's on their channels, and it's also how they interact with one another that makes them special. Up next is going to be Miss Iron Mouse, which I'm sure by now everybody knows who she is. Um, she has a very beautiful singing voice. She's cute, cuddly. Obviously, her character is dripped out in pink. Um, she's very rarely suggestive, but she can have her moments. Um, and I think that says a lot about who she is, especially for how well known she is. She doesn't really do too much to be sexual in any way or anything to go out of her way for that sort of thing. Her models, of course, are made well, but I don't feel like that's the main focus for most of them. I feel like most of her models, and that's the big thing is she's got a bunch of them. So we're gonna kind of rank this based on all of the models in general. Um, but all in all, for the most part, she doesn't really do things like that. She's pretty wholesome as far as things go. Um, and considering she's an indie, that's kind of a big deal. So there's a lot of people that go on become a VTuber and stuff, and they try to be more, I guess. They try to be as curvy as possible. And if that's what you want, I'm not gonna knock it. I'm just saying, look at look at Miss Mouse, look at Fillion, look at all these characters on here. You'll see they don't really have anything in common as far as the body shape or style or anything like that. And they don't all do the same content really. That they might be they might tread on each other's thing a little bit, but not to any significant degree. So it's as I've been watching them, that's one of those things that I've noticed the most is that no matter the person, the persona, the character that they create, they all just kind of put themselves into it, and it's you can really see that. You can't really see that with like AI or anything. You can't see that with bots, but you can see that very clearly with what we got here. So I'm gonna put Miss Mouse in the cute category because clearly she just like oozes it. And it's hard to compete with that. Um, Up next is going to be the Gloshi Miss Ariel. Um, Obviously, she's very well put together as a character and a character design. Um, Very colorful. But as a VTuber, she is very down to earth. Um, Her content's not overly suggestive, I would say. Um, she's one of those characters I would say is more adorable than anything. I think that obviously she her character on here is very bright and there, but I'll put a little asterisk on it. Um, she tends to be a little more uh, older sister vibe. If I was to give them anything, and if a lot of these um, YouTubers they'll have something like that. They'll be a little more, girl next door or best friend or maybe like a cool cousin or aunt or something. They'll give off that kind of air or vibe. But I'd say for her, um, just based on how her models are and how they're put together, based on the criteria, um, I'm gonna put Ari up in the hot category. I'm just not gonna put her dead first. Um, we'll put a couple of them. We'll rearrange them in the order I think they are going to be uh, most hot and most cute. Because I think Miss Mouse takes the cake on that for the vast majority of them. Um, and as far as attractiveness, there's a few on this list that kind of, well, that they got that aura. By the way, happy November for everybody and anybody that is participating in the No Nut November. Well, this is for you guys to remember the things that you're not spending your time on. So I'm sorry if you failed, because, well, I mean, the next lady up in our category will be none other than this Buff Puff, and he's got that muscle mommy build for her character. So, and she kind of does tend to be pretty down bad as far her content is. Um, she is pretty funny. She's goofy. She does a lot of the. She likes to joke. But she also is pretty down to earth with her people, and she kind of just hangs out for the most part. Um, so I would say that she's pretty solid. and I would put her on the top as one of those that is definitely got a hot character. She plays on it. Uh, she knows what she's doing as far as that goes. Um, but I would say I would be a failure to admit that um, she's got her she's got her non she's got her cute side too. So she could go either way on this list and it'd be accurate. But because of how suggestive she is, I would put her and lean her more on the hot side than cute. So that's where I am with that. Also, I have no idea why these pictures are situated the way they are, but that's why I gave you these other ones. So up next is Kamimi. Now she's got two models, one 2D model, well actually two 2D models now, and a 3D model. And the 3D model is a little more suggestive, but the 2D model is more like cute and whimsical. And I think it just depends on the bit that she's trying for. Most of the time, I've seen her in this, but for a long time, I've seen her in the 3D too. So it really just depends on her mood. Um, she does have a very noticeable laugh that is very hard to ignore. She does a lot of funny and goofy content. She acts like a bratty little sister, and that's kind of the vibe she gives off in general. So I think I'm gonna put her on the cute category um, for obvious reasons. But that is not to say that she doesn't have her charms. Again, that's just where I think she falls overall. Um, but yeah, I think that's an accurate representation, and I'd put her a little bit before Fillion as far as how cute she is, just because she's probably well, I don't know. I think it's just personal taste, but I think she's funnier than Fillion is, and I think she plays cute better than Fillion does at times. So I would say she's a little bit ahead on that. Um, Up next, for those who are participating in the No Nut November, I'm sorry, but I'm ruining your streak today because we got Ms. Cottontail VA. Now, I don't have to tell you about this gal because many of you know. And if you don't know, got her model, and that can tell you a lot of her content. She's got a 2D, a 3D model, and she's got several of them. And all of them ooze the same vision. She's definitely got the suggestiveness. A lot of her content is for 18 plus. Most of these creators are, um, but that's usually just in case. Um, they like that sometimes most of the time they are pretty clean, but every once in a while they'll talk about adult content and not adult um, topics, and they just don't want to expose anybody that shouldn't be in places. So, and FYI, this content is also 18 plus. So if you're watching this and you're not 18, you shouldn't be watching this channel. But I digress. Anyways, we are obviously gonna put her in the hot category. She's gonna be up there. She's gonna be up there, because she just has the aura. Up next is Haruka, Miss Caribou VTuber. Now she's got the bratty older sister vibe, which is kind of unique to her. Um, she can be wholesome. All these VTubers, they tend to be pretty wholesome for the most part. Um, Even when they're trying not to be. I think it's just unfortunately their default. Um, they just tend to be, you know, open arms about a lot of things, and that's what draws people in. I mean, nobody wants anybody to be sad or feel dejected or anything like that. People just want to be understood. People just want to be part of something. And these gals, they know that. So, you know, but for her, most of her content I haven't seen any real suggestiveness. That could be just because I've missed some things here and there. Um, but I would say she's more wholesome than sexual. So I think she's definitely one of those that's going to be on that cute bar, just because that's who she is. So we'll go with that. Of course, if you don't agree, you're welcome to disagree. This is all subjective. And uh, your Oshi, that might be your Oshi, and that might be what who you know see as great and sexually awesome. I don't know, but you know, we all got our opinions, so you're welcome to make your own list if you want to. I'll be sharing this on Twitter, just like anything else. Um, I'll also be sharing the video later on YouTube and on you know, the TikTok and stuff. So really, it's all up to y'all and y'all's discretion if you agree or disagree. So let me know. Holler at me. I'm willing to discuss stuff. Um, Up next is Miss Froggy, Froggy Lock. Now, Miss Froggy, she is uh, she is a mess. That's really the only way to describe her, and I mean that in the best way possible. She's cute and funny. Her model's pretty great. She's always trying to do a bit, and she's good with clowning. Um, she's Her suggestiveness happens, I will say, but it's not. I don't know. I would say they're more suggestive bits than suggestive as in like that. Um, so she could really go either way on this list. But I'm gonna put her in the cute category because she's always just trying to make people laugh and have a good time. And she's always got a good story to tell, even though she probably shouldn't tell the stories. She does anyway. So I'm gonna say, yeah, she's just she like that. And So I'm putting her down in this category. I'm gonna put her affiliate. So yeah, that's what I think about Froggy. Now you all can go check them yourself. All these tubers are on my list for watch and check them out. Um, I just noticed that Naked Gun blurb. You ever seen the original Naked Gun? That's something to take note of. The original was great. I could see Liam Neeson doing a good job on that. Um, Anyone who's ever been live long enough to see those movies, it's something else entirely. You wouldn't have the parodies you do today without that movie. Um, but I digress. I got distracted by a banner. How about that? Anyways, up next is Miss Michi Mochibi, and she is very cute, and she does get suggestive, but still, I think her cuteness masks it a little bit. Um, I'm not saying that she's not hot or sexual. I'm just saying that her overall aura is like girl next door best friend vibe. She got that. She got that, and she got that hard. And because of that, I think that could put her in the hot category, but she can really go either way. Um, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put her in the cute category just because, again, her personality is just, it exudes cuteness. That's just the character. That's what you get from her. Not that she's not. And up next is her counterpart, Miss Numi, which is the flip side of that coin. She is that they're basically the same person, just like her cuteness is toned down compared to hers, but there's a reason why they fucks with each other. You know what I'm saying? They got that same they fire off the same kind of aura. Just like if they were a coin, they'd be a exact opposite side. You know what I'm saying? Same coin, one's heads, one's tails. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, and I think she just. I'm gonna move some of this around just a little because I feel like that's more accurate. Like the just a little more suggestive overall. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I think that's pretty accurate. Up next is Miss Rose Doodle. If you don't know Rose, she she's also the girl next door, but she also is like ditzy girl next door and blah 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 blah, and she likes to ramble and she likes to yap. They all like to yap, but I think it's the way she does it that is just gives her more of that. She's got that southern charm, you know. Um, she does go out of her way to be a little bit suggestive, um, but I don't know. She could also go either way on this list. They all have their moments, but what I'm thinking, I mean, she does kind of. Well, first of all, if you don't know Rose, she draws. She's an artist, and I think that also adds to her charm. She sits around discussing things with people. She's pretty good but and solid with her client base. Um, so I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put her in the hot category because she does have it going on there a little bit, and she can be down bad at times, and so yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Um, just because I think that's a pretty accurate representation there. Yep. Up next, again for those people who are participating in No Nut November, well, they're about to get ruined again because we got Miss Shy Lily next, and she's probably one of the more down bad content creators there is. Um, she gives the adorable little galley. He definitely plays on the down bad, especially if you ever seen her with the Nikkei gameplay or really anything. She does tend to have a lot of 18 plus content. Um, and she's always talking about her shrimpies, which is, if you don't know, that's her like mascot thingy, her chat. Um, and yeah, she always has a model that kills it. And for the gooners out there, I mean, I'm pretty sure you, you know. So I don't have to tell you a whole lot about her. She's pretty gifted in that realm and space, and yeah. Um, this I'm gonna put her right above Buff and above Ariel too, because she she knows her chat. She knows it well. She plays on it, and yeah, I think she likes to make people flustered. Is what it is. She just likes to be a little extra. She does have her moments where she's cute, and but I think her overall suggestiveness is just so strong that's where she is. You know what I'm saying? She's an equal opportunist too when it comes to it. And I know they all can be. They all can be down bad. They all can have their moments. But that's where we are in the year 2025 of our Lord. Our Lord. Up next is our favorite little tea kettle, Miss Henya. Now, I don't have to tell you, she's cute. Uh, the little Japanese gal that's obsessed with Chiikawa. She's not. She doesn't really do any suggestiveness for the most part. Most of it's just stuff that's lost in translation, which, is part of learning a language, especially one that is so wildly suggestive. Learning English in general is like that. Um, we got a lot of terms for getting busy. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said there, I used a term that you know getting busy. Um, but I'd say that this Miss Henya, she's definitely cute. And I'm gonna put her right up there with Mouse. They're pretty like they're pretty close, I'd say, as creators. They're both very cute. Um, and at times I'd say they got a dead heat for how cute they are. Um, but there are times where you just you know Miss Iron Mouse she's running the game on that. But I'd say Henny is a good runner up on that. Uh, so last but not least, we got ourselves the American Dragon Bombshell, Miss Centrea, and you've seen her content. She is Spike TV dialed to 11. She's got all the nerdy stuff, the shooters, the action stuff. She plays metal music. Um, she likes to play with her model and the TTS system that she uses. She's doing her content. She is adorkable at times. Um, and honestly, I think the only reason she's not considered more cute is because of the TTS thing. But I think it's only just, it's the technology, it's not her. You know what I mean? Um, she's cute, but the TTS thing detracts from that, I think, a little bit. And it's only a little bit. It's not like, oh, she's just unbearable, but no, she's great. She's good with her people. She's good to talk to. She's pretty down to earth for the most part. Um, she's American, corn fed and bred. Um, but uh, I think she does do a little suggestiveness, but not crazy amounts. You know, um, I'd say we're definitely putting her in the hot category. I'm gonna put her right below Numi, and I think, well, whoops, I think that that order there is proper. Just because I think let's get this video screen just a little zoomed in. That's not what that is. That's not what that is. Whoops. Let me see here. Let's zoom in just a skosh so you can see a little better. Okay. So as you can see behind me, this is the order that I got everything down. These are the gals that on my list. Um, I know it wasn't very long of a video, but this could have gone 100 different ways. And honestly, I feel like we got a very accurate representation of everybody on this list. I feel confident in locking it in. Again, many of these people can trade places just as easily. Um, they all deserve to be on that top bar. They all deserve to be on the bottom bar. But I think having done the list, I feel confident in it. What do you think? Feel free to tell me in the description below on the that their YouTube or TikTok or wherever it is you catch this video, and let me know what you think. I'll be adding this here, sharing it to the good old Twitter, and I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it right now. Okay, that should do it. There we go. It's been posted. Um. Anyhow, that's all we're gonna do on the video. Um, as far as recording, after this here thing, we are also going to be creating more content later. Um, I am always making new art to share with the people. Um, so check what be on standby. I always have something being released. As far as videos and things are concerned, we're just gonna kind of leave things as they are until I have a more concrete schedule. Unfortunately, my current job isn't really great for creating a schedule. It's a little too hectic for me to even say what hours I can or can't stream for. Um, which kind of creates a little bit of a trouble, a little bit of a problem. But we'll get that figured out here soon. I am looking to work another job, and that should give us a little more of a little better idea of what to expect as far as things are concerned. Let's shrink this guy down a little bit back to its usual side. So don't forget, because this is my video screen. I don't want to ruin it. Um, just for future streams and all that, in case I should forget. Uh, but that being said, what do you think? Feel free to let me know in the comments. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the stream. We will pick up again on Thursday. I may do a little something here either tomorrow or Thursday. Um, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully I've been as clear and concise as I can be. Um, but yeah, let me know what you think. I'm Magic Mario, y'all. Peace.